Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Can you believe I said that 3 times before I realized I was not actually being heard? But that's why I start off with this screen now because when I see the, strobing thing around my face, then I know that I'm actually heard. So there we go. That's why I'm starting off with this one. So notice I don't have to say, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm pretty sure you can now. So very good, very good. But let me take a look and make sure the microphone is right because I heard something yesterday. So let me see. All right, I got the right microphone. Maybe I can turn it up a little bit. Yeah, I think it's okay. All right, so that's good. Happy Sunday, everybody, as we go through this countdown for tomorrow. Uh, you know, oh man, am I nervous, excited, all of those things at the same time? Hello, Susie Q. Connie Bomber. Marcia Ware, happy Sunday to you too. Okay, Kenitha Ash, Marcy Foreman, hi. Church Nelly, Katarina Kemp, hi. California Dreamin', hey, California Dreamin'. Happy Sunday to you. Lorna Williams, Gwendolyn Daniels. Did I say Marcy Foreman? Okay, I guess I'm repeating myself. All right. Hello, Lydia Washington. Wow, not that many people. People must be sleeping in today, huh? Good idea. Hello, Joan Garcia. Elaine Parker. Let's see. Oh, this is a new name. Let me see. Okay, let me do this. A Yankee, a Yankee, Show when Mimo, Show when Mimo. Hello, welcome to Royal Sussex. Think I got that. Yes. All right. Hello to Mary H. Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to go back too far, but Anastasia Isabella, hello. Carolyn Soares. Really, it ain't that far to go back to. It ain't that many people here, but that's okay. That's okay. Rest up before the main event. The main event. Okay. I am excited about that though. Of course, we all are. Nervous, excited, but excited. Um okay. I'm getting my slides up. Okay, and I might bring up a couple from yesterday, I think. Let me see that one. Uh-oh, didn't mean to do that. Well, I could leave that there for now. Let me see. Okay, so as you know, yesterday I was playing with the short videos last night. Hi, Jennifer Clark. And I just posted a couple of them. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I want to put on the YouTube Shorts, but the um, the problem is they're not properly formatted for the YouTube Shorts. So I played around with it a little bit, and yeah, because I feel like I got like almost 600 Royal Sussex videos. And, there's some fun parts here and there of those videos. So why not get some good use out of them, right? That's what I was thinking. So that's what I'm going to do in the near future is try to play around with those a bit. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Toya Sekani. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy Sunday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Now, I noticed that you are using the pound sterling. Are you in the UK and are you keeping cool? Because as I mentioned yesterday, there was this potential for a massive heat wave over the United Kingdom, mostly concentrated around Greater London. And oh, it looks like about maybe, I don't know, maybe 50 miles around the Greater London. That is scary as you know what. And when I saw that, I was just like in my heart praying that, okay, let's see if I can find the graphic. There it is. That was from yesterday. So if you are, um, well, of course, it's the one on the left side. The one on the right side is just another demonstration that there is a heat wave across Europe right now. And these are like temperatures that are not typical for Europe this time of year or any time of year, really. Spain can get really hot. I believe the south of France and maybe Greece gets really hot, but not like the UK and France. The the central France just doesn't get that hot. And there you have it. I mean, this is not natural. So um, I won't even get into the politics of global warming. I just want everyone to be safe. Elaine Parker, you too. You're using the pound. I hope that you are staying cool and hydrated. Remember what I said yesterday, you guys. If you feel like it's getting to that point, run yourself a nice cool bath of water and just leave it sit there. Keep like a bucket of water or something like that so you can cool yourself down really fast if you have to. Whatever. But hello, Elaine Park. I hope you're staying cool. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Sunday to you. And Olivia Johnson, thank you so much for the super sticker and happiest of Sundays to you. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. I'm sorry, I could do better than that. Royal Sussex. But yeah, that's all I was thinking about last night was that I hope everybody is safe because they were saying there was a potential of a natural disaster on a national scale. So there you have it. And being from the Midwest, of course, as you know, in the Great American Plains, it gets super super hot during the summer. It's very deceiving because during the winter times, there's always that potential of a blizzard and a polar vortex, only to be followed by a heat wave. So, okay. So let me stop before I start singing singing that song Fever. Okay. Let me stop. All right. You know how impressionable my mind is. Okay, let me see here. CP says I cleaned my entire house and did all the laundry, so I'm here to. Oh, very cool, very cool. But we would have kept you company. We'd be glad to keep you company. Hello, B10 pal, Kim Brown. All right, and hello, Rosa Roberts. Who wants to say hello to a few people? Okay, so nice. Thank you so much, everyone. I actually watched Doctor Strange yesterday. I have a few services I stream to. I never watch any of them, but this coming week I'm going to try to catch up on some things I need to watch. Hello, Annie Bullard, Marcy Foreman. Hello to you. All right, so let's get started. Um, oh, this is not a good sign. Okay. What happened to my first slide? Okay, this is from yesterday. This is today. Again, not a good sign. The first one's not there. But, oh, you know what? I didn't mean to start with this, but let's do it anyway. Court lets Fox News move forward. Here's where Dominion and Smartmatic defamation lawsuit stands. Voting company, anything. Okay, first a divorce, now this lawsuit. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I saw this. I was like, keep it coming. Oh, oh, really? Really? I saw your Cal Lily video in the wee hours of the morning. Yeah, I shortened that so that I can use it as a short. That was one of the things I was working on last night. I had to reformat it and then I had to shorten it. So look forward to a few more of those coming out soon. Um, but yeah, so if you don't know the story, after the election, and I don't know if this started before the election, but some of those geniuses, the ones at the Fox News, the ones who were, I guess, letting people know that you have state rights, you have your state rights, and you don't have to have the vaccine, and all that stuff that they were, all of the people at Fox News, all of them, it was mandatory. It was mandatory from management. You had to have the vaccine. You had to have it. And yet they cheerfully and persistently not really came out. Well, you know what? I can't say because I never watched Fox News, but they're the devil. That Fox News is clearly the devil. They are agents of Satan. Anyway, they were so busy defending people's rights to not take it that even people who really could have benefited from it were not taking it. And unfortunately, a lot of them are no longer here. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't cater to the crowd that says, oh, you won't replace us. The country is getting too brown. There's not enough babies of European descent being born in the US. And then at the same time, through your deeds, through your actions, look at the way you are misleading your viewers. And so I'm just going to say it. A lot of them are not here anymore, whatever that means, wink, wink. A lot of them are no longer here because of Fox News, because of his news agency, where everybody, do you know people like him? And I'm not saying he's one of them, but people like Rupert Murdoch, they would literally get on a plane and go to a country or to a state or whatever where they were giving out those shots because they were trying to jump the line. And by having various news agencies, news personalities, and networks, not necessarily his, telling people, oh, you don't really need that, and this is a government conspiracy and all that kind of stuff. It just means there was more doses for the rest of them. Some people were even buying doses. It's insane. They were buying doses while some of the people that they invited on those shows, not necessarily Fox News, um, were telling them that they didn't need it or they don't have to have it or that this is all some kind of conspiracy or something. And a lot of those people are dead. I mean, literally gone. So anything that looks like the sky is falling on his head, that's a good morning for me. That is a great morning for me, as well as a lot of people. I mean, we don't wish anything bad on anybody. I mean, I didn't sit up there and think, huh, let me stop. I got to catch myself. I got to catch myself because away from this microphone, let me put it to you like this. You better be glad, glad, glad that I only think about certain things and just don't say them. But anyway, but let me see. That's a $1 billion lawsuit. I hope they win and break Rupert Murdoch. Well, they. Oh, I'm sorry. I never did finish what I was saying about that. Thank you, Carolyn Tubbs, for the reminder. There were people on the show, not necessarily the people from Fox News. I can't say for sure because I don't watch it, but I know that the sources were from that network were trying to create this conspiracy about these companies that owned the voting tabulation machines. And the thing is, in some of the instances, they were reporting about the companies being involved in the miscounting of votes or frauds related to votes. And those companies didn't even work in those states. They weren't even in the states where they made these accusations. That's what was so dumb, is that they were so busy dumbing down their viewers that they didn't even take time to research whether or not these companies were even involved in voting in states like Arizona or Nevada or whatever. They weren't even in those states. And yet these accusations were thrown out there just because it was the politically expedient thing to do, was to go after these companies. And these companies lost value because of the accusations, which is why they want to recoup some of their losses and also get an apology and a public acknowledgement that mistakes were made, and let's just say it, lies were told. And so that's the whole purpose of this lawsuit. These companies had nothing to do with the places where they were accused of having some type of wrongdoing, but they were taking their lead from the Trump administration. And a term that I learned from watching Downton Abbey, I was foolish and I have been paid out for my folly. I heard Lady Mary say that. Well, that's exactly what happened. They were foolish and they have been paid out for their folly. Cha-ching. Let's just hope this is like the first domino, right? Jerry Hall probably signed a prenup, so I'm not expecting her to clean out their clocks. But plus, she's a Republican herself, I think. Anyway, thank you so much, NRB. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Sunday to you, and thank you ever so much for being a member of Royal Sussex. Equally important. Thank you very, very much. Okay, and then scrolling down, Dorothy Ross, thank you for the super sticker. And happy Sunday to you, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex as we celebrate this coming lawsuit. Oh man, with all the other good news about the Sussexes, I when I saw this, I was just like, hey, that almost got away from me. Oh, thank you, Georgia Walker. Thank you, Georgia Walker. Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being a member. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Susan Q. I hope they bankrupt Murdoch. Me too. Me too. I hope he takes it on that chin of his. I don't know why that chin reminds me of the Avengers Endgame, Thanos or whatever the guy's name was. That's where I think I've seen that chin before. Ah, that's where I've seen that chin. Oh, that's a chin. That is a chin. It's just all mushed up into the lower part of his. Actually, I don't know where his face ends, but wherever it ends, that's where that chin begins, I think. But yeah, so good on them, and I hope that this sends a strong message back to that network. It's one thing to say things that make people uncomfortable, but it's a whole nother thing when you're just sitting up there lying. And I hope they have a similar thing for Lord Nappyhead again. I hope there's something for him coming down the pike soon because um, let's see, Rupert Murdoch owns the Sun. Oh yes, he owns the Sun, right? And don't they have that phone hacking thing? And doesn't that involve that hoghead Pierce Morgan? Oh yeah, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. Black Queen says, "Oh, that's for Church Nelly. Sorry about that." Mary, how can you say anything that shuts down faux news would be a good thing? Yes, it is faux news. It is exactly that faux news. Oh man. It is raining and it's kind of humid, so it's getting kind of warm in here. Even though I have the AC on, sometimes when it's humid outside, the AC just does not uh, penetrate the air. Well, actually, it doesn't remove enough moisture from the air. And that's the thing about the AC is people think, oh, it's just to cool the air. But the other thing is it's air conditioning. That's why we call it an air conditioner, because it is literally removing the excess moisture from the air. So that way you get those nice winter dry lips. Your ankles, or I'm sorry, the heels of your foot are cracked like it's January. That's what I want. I want that parched middle of the desert look, even though it's cold in here. That's exactly what I want. That is, well, let me I'm catching myself. I'm catching myself. I'm catching myself. All right. Very good, Baron. Great save. And you guys will never know what you just missed. Okay. Loving Stella Parton. Stella Parton. Dolly Parton's sister, Stella Parton Blast. And you know, the account has the blue check mark, right? So the way this is worded, the way this, well, I guess she only worded this the way it was written for the magazine issue, but it says Dolly Parton's sister Stella Parton blasts Prince William and Kate Middleton jealousy over loved up Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage. So this, it says 12 hours ago. Well, by now it was actually about maybe 14 hours ago. And so I'm assuming that she or someone who works for her posted this last night, which lets you know that she's just not backing down, that she feels good about having called out the tabloids. And at this age, I want to say that for the cynical individuals who would say, oh, she's just trying to make a name for herself, let me tell you something. This woman's doing okay, and she's, she doesn't need to do this. But I think that she has had her issues with the tabloids, and of course, as far as we know, the Parton sisters always have a strong sense of fair play. As Dolly Parton realized, and this is what I love about Dolly Parton, is that it seems as though she's had a moment of reflection, and she realized that the whole Southern Pride theme of the theme park and such was not a good idea, and they've made quite a few necessary changes. And what I love about it, and you could say, well, what took so long or whatever, but what I love about it is that Dolly Parton did not wait until it became a thing before she changed some stuff around. She employs a lot of people. Dolly Parton employs a lot of people, and she um, has given so much to so many people, including the research for the vaccine. The research for the vaccine, I think she gave $1 million for that or whatever it was. Maybe it was more, I don't recall. So I'm not saying that I'm so heavily invested in Dolly Parton or Stella Parton, but all I can say is keep it coming. Keep it coming. Because unless good people stand up for those who don't have a voice, then we are going to continue to find ourselves steamrolled by this tabloid media, which seems to do nothing but represent the very wealthy and powerful right wing interests. And it is only going to create more division in our country, and it has such a polarizing effect that we all are going to suffer the consequences for it. So just like if you hold up a mirror to the United States, what do you see? The United Kingdom. And having that rogue prime minister who, from what I read earlier, seems to be at a party, like a weekend party, rather than facing the heat wave. And this is astounding for someone. Wasn't Boris Johnson the mayor of London at one time? This is incredible considering the fact that the one of the most important financial centers in the world, London, is under threat of a heat wave, and he seems to be away from London. So if he ever wanted to make a case to stay in that job, this is not how you make that case. That is, if he has indeed left the city for a weekend party somewhere during the worst heat wave ever. So, um, we need people to stand up. We need those voices because it's really necessary, um, for the majority of people who don't have a voice, that those who are in a powerful position are able to stand up to tyranny. So thank you, Stella Parton. And I say keep it coming. Now, and you know what? Please don't go find something from her past and say, oh, I wouldn't put too much into her if I was you. Whatever. I don't care what they did in the past. What's important to me is what direction are we headed right now. I looked at, um, well, I won't even say where I went on Twitter, but they found, Joe Biden at a, Senate hearing, and he was reading something and using the N word. So someone thought clever to, edit the video to make it sound as though Joe Biden was saying that himself. And you guys, please be careful. There are so many misquotes and misrepresentations that look 100% authentic on social media, and they are designed to make you stay home and not vote. They are designed to discourage you to not vote. And they don't need to discourage everyone who has a D behind their political affiliation. All they need is for maybe 5% of the people to feel so disgusted and so angry at Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama or Joe Biden. All they need is just for 5%, 2%, 3% of us in certain key districts to stay home, and they won the election, which is what happened in 2016 with Donald Trump. They just needed a few people to stay home. So before you get angry when you see something you don't like, before you get disgusted, please do your research. As I said the other day, before you share something with us on Royal Sussex, take 5 minutes and Google. 5 minutes, please. Set a timer. Get your egg timer, use your stopwatch. Take 5 minutes. And even if you don't know for sure, if it casts any doubt on what you just got angry about, what you just stuck your chest out about, what you just banged your fist about, even if it creates just a hint of doubt, don't get angry. Keep it to yourself. Do some more research, but don't start sharing it with everybody because it only creates more confusion. And that's what the devil needs to win. And that is exactly what they've been doing to the Sussexes, is that there has been this misinformation campaign. The Duchess of Sussex is 45. Now she's 50 years old. And there are people who believe it. And then what's bad is that there's squatties that will come back and say, do you know they said so and so, so and so? So please, just 5 minutes, 5 minutes, do some research. We know you're not going to go to the Library of Congress. We know you're not going to go to some research library at an institution. You're going to do like everybody else and Google, but do a deep dive before you get angry, and for God's sakes, before you start sharing. So there you go. All right. This is from the Duchess of Bedfordshire. I don't want to trigger you. Actually, I do. Just remember that my Prince Harry, the one who was given the NAACP award and the chosen one by the people to do Africa and Caribbean tours, will give you a keynote speech tomorrow for the, oh, let's see, is it Mandela? Oh man, I forgot what is it in. Anyway, hail King Henry. I don't know what that means, but anyway, hail King Harry. So yeah, and then I paired that up with this other image right there. Good morning, fragile royalists. What are you angry about today? So with the countdown up to the UN speech, there has been like this um, attempt to delegitimize the Duke of Sussex. And if I am sure about this, I'm not, but I think that some of it has kind of died down a bit. But earlier in the week, the derangers were on the attack, and there were bots that were going out of control trying to disparage the Sussexes and such. And then I think one of the um tabloid like reporters even ask, well, what qualifies Harry to do this speech? Why is he giving this speech? What makes him so qualified? And I tell you, just at a glance, it would make more sense than a lot of people I can think of. But I think that the continuous relationship that the um, Duke of Sussex has had with the Mandela family over the years, and I do mean over the years, that's what makes him uniquely qualified, is because globally, he is in the stratosphere of influential people. At this moment, he's one of the most influential people. And quiet as is kept, aside from the fact that they spent $1 billion promoting a jubilee, he's more influential than his grandmother. I said it. Yes, he may not have been photographed as many times. He may not have had his image shared on the currency for the past 70 years and postage stamps, but he is far more influential in this moment than his grandmother. People know his story. They don't really know much about the grandmother. If they did, a lot of people would probably not like her so much. And so, even though the world is seduced with all the pomp and circumstance, people have either turned a blind eye to the colonial past and the fact that she's never really acknowledged the fact that the royal family has been enriched over the years from their policies against Africa, India, and the Americas, and of course, Asia, right down to not even wanting to give up Hong Kong, since they have not acknowledged that colonial past, then it's probably better for her sake that more people really don't get to know the lack of insight and the lack of contribution that she's had over these years. Because aside from just being there, not much has happened. Not much has happened. So there's never been much leadership, just a position. Just there's a reign, not a rule. She's reigning, not ruling. So Harry is uniquely qualified, and we could spend a long time going back and looking at some of the things that Harry has been a part of, while his brother was, living the life of an international jet set playboy, even after being married. That's really was not his story. His has been one of duty, and his has been one of living his life in a way that he is the only one that is upholding his mother's legacy. Aside from that, the other doesn't seem to really want to be bothered, only just to try to make Harry look bad. That's the only time that he tries to step up. But other than that, he has nothing to really show for his time. And even in this information age that we live in now, he still can't even hold a candle to his own father, who is declining, mentally and physically. He's an older person, so he's not sharp as he used to be. None of us are. He's in his 70s. And even with that, he cannot outpace his dad. That is William, I'm speaking of. He cannot outpace his dad. His dad is slowing down. He's not as feisty as he used to be. He's not writing as many letters and such as he used to. And of course, he's taken in bags of money, and who knows what happens to it. So William can't even outdo his father. And of course, if he can't outdo his dad, he can't lay a glove on Harry. But anyway, I guess it's not really what you do, it's what people think you're doing. So as long as people think William is a successful future king, then I guess that's all that really matters to the, people that want to hate the Sussexes. Okay, so I'm going to do you know what? Let me go back here and I am going to look at some of your comments because I have not done that much. And then I'll get over to the next one. So let me take a look at some of your comments. Okay, I'm start at the very last and work my way back. Oh, that's not even for me. And Josephine Young says, "Hello, everyone. Ivy just explained how royalists do not care about the monarch's education, ignore the propaganda, but stay on there." Oh, so that's what's on Ivy today, huh? Well, you know what? You know what? They were homeschooled, um, especially the heirs. They were homeschooled. I think the Harry and that other dude. I think they were the first ones who actually went out for an education. I think they're the first ones who actually went out for an education, and I believe that's only because Princess Diana insists that they have some type of normal life. She would actually go to school and get them herself. So okay, the men in gray run the country. Yeah, that is true. Thank you for your comment. Jacqueline Gray says no leadership from the Queen whatsoever. She simply does what she's told by those in political power. That is true. That is true. It appears as though as long as she does as little as possible, say as little as possible, give a speech, we'll always look back fondly on our visit to. As always, Philip and I will look back fondly on the time we went to so and such and such happened. Every speech is the exact same formula. And then, of course, William with those one of these days I want to bring my kids back here speeches, and my kids are jealous they can't be here speeches. They're always the same formula. Thank you for your comment. Karen Warner says, why not him? What makes you ask the question? Like, maybe the people asking this question don't feel worthy of themselves. Why not him? Why not the Duchess? Why not me? Why am I worthy? Oh man. Okay. Let me see. Thank you. Let me see. Sheila James says all Queenie did was to be a seemingly benign guard dog for the what is that? For the WS and patriarchy. Let me see. So they can continue to amass and project their money, power, and status quo. Yes. Thank you so much, Sheila James. Okay, let me scroll back a little bit further. CP. The queen knows she's irrelevant. That's why she stays close to home and sends them all out to take the arrows. Yeah, and she's slowing down. I mean, let's face it, she's older now. She can't go to and do these things. Everything has to be a very controlled atmosphere. Plus, guys, there seems to have been a lack of interest in the queen in recent years. And when she goes places, they're not the big crowds like it used to be. The employees will form some type of ring around the situation or whatever, but there's not the big crowds. There's not much interest. The only way you would draw a lot of interest is if people thought that the queen was near the end, which doesn't seem to be the case right now. It looks like about another 5 years to me. But anyway, if people thought she was near the end, then yeah, you would get a flood of people who want to be able to say, I was one of the last people who seen her. I was at the last so and so. But aside from that, it doesn't seem to be much interest in her. That last trip to Scotland that she made to open up the Parliament that time, there were actually people booing her, even though they don't show that. I saw it on RT News. They were booing her. And even with that, it wasn't a lot of people there. So, Okay, going back to the last comment. Uh, Let me see. Queenie is no innocent. She is very complicit. She chose be about nothing because that's who she is. Did the same in her family life. Won't fix anything unless she has to. Her choice. Yeah, it doesn't appear that that's the case. I mean, the I think that the crown humanized her too much. I really do. I think the crown was the most humanizing thing that has happened to her since the movie The Queen came out. I think it helped her case more than any hurt was given because it shows that she had such a lack of control of things. But I tell you, I'll say this again, the one part that really stood out for me in The Crown was when she didn't have the courage to tell her own sister that we really don't need you and that there's no purpose for you to do any royal duties at this time because, well, you're too old and the younger ones need the experience. Now, whether or not that conversation was had in real life, it just seems so close and so accurate. I'm going to say that I could see some variation of that happening where the queen could not face her own sister, and so she hid behind the men in gray suits. It just seems likely, especially when you consider the conversation that Harry had with Oprah about um, wanting to see his grandmother, being invited by his grandmother, only to be told by one of her aides that her diary is full, something came up. No, 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 she's going to be busy all week. That won't work either. Um, that, Harry saying that to Oprah, instantly I made that connection to the scene in The Crown where the queen could not have a conversation with her own sister without making it a matter of state by inviting one of her royal aides to sit in on a conversation. And just imagine that. How many times has the queen needed to have a conversation with her children or with other members of the family, other senior royals for that matter? How many times has the queen called in a royal aide to sit through that conversation and explain things that she'd rather not deal with? I wonder how many times that happened. How many times has that happened? It really makes me wonder based on what Harry told Oprah. Okay. So, anyway, let's see. That is enough about Betty. Okay. And I want to change gears. So, hit it. The okie doke, a snow job, pulling the wool over one's eyes. Prince Charles and Camilla hires Daily Mail executive for top post. Yes, I keep talking about this. I keep talking about this because so many things make sense now. So many leaks make sense now. But I think this is only one part of it. This is the leaks coming from Clarence House, allegedly. And then there's the leaks that are coming from KP, Kensington Palace, the most posh of council housing in all of Britain. That's Lord Nappyhead, by the way. All right, so take a look here. Right now, I just thought about this today. It seems as though they are doing a Martha Stewart makeover on the Duchess of Cornwall. They are trying to convince us that that person they are literally putting her in these town and country settings as though she's Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart ain't even Martha Stewart. That ain't even her name. Her name is not Stewart. That's her maiden name. She divorced that guy years ago, I think. So anyway, Martha Stewart is 80, and there is her 80th birthday photo, which I think she'll be 81 in August. Anyway, she's 80, and that is 75-year-old airbrushed, invisible contract airbrush photographed by that daughter-in-law of hers. Um, that grinning hyena took that photo. And so there she is, all airbrushed and sitting in the garden, and they got a nice soft filter and everything on her. Good idea. Um, and so that's Camilla at 75. And this is what they're trying to do is they are literally recreating her in the image of Martha Stewart or someone like a Martha Stewart. She'll never be as down as Martha. Martha is cool. We like Martha. Martha was actually a model. See, back in the day, that's how she first got noticed was as a fashion model. I could see that. Um, is that for Camilla or is that for me? Since I'm drying out my house, uh, Leatherface. Oh man. Um, let me see. There's some good ones here. I don't want to miss this. Ain't working for cow meals though. Uh, doing pictures as Bones is good at filters. Well, Bones live off of filters. I mean, I'm telling you, nobody is a greater friend to a filtered photograph than that mediocre Middleton girl. Nobody has been a greater friend to a filter. Let's see. Diane Hawkins says Martha Stewart would have had the good sense to and aesthetics to make sure the fruit bowl was filled before photo taken. Also, good idea to remove Seabiscuit from the table too. Well, I told you. Um, as she travels solo to do her royal duties, like going to abused women's shelters, even though she has been notorious for being part of a very abused event for a woman. Instead of playing God Save the Queen, they're going to play a whole nother theme song for her. How much is that Duchess in the window? Oh man, why y'all getting me started? See, I was doing good until y'all brought this out of me. I blame you all for this. How much is that Duchess in the window? Oh man. Okay. So anyway, that was Martha Stewart then and now. Not bad. And of course, I know trigger alert. That is that is a very young, elegant Camilla Parker Bowles. Yes, she wasn't always as she appears now. At one time, she wasn't just younger; she was very handsome and younger. See how handsome she looks? See there? So that's why I'm making this comparison between fashion model, entrepreneur, uh, house and home guru, um, you know, um, Martha Stewart, and of course making the comparison of that very square jawed, airbrushed Farrah Fawcett. I mean, see there, she didn't always have that Farrah Fawcett hairdo. Look at how posh she looks. She was quite a part of the smart set, wasn't she? Smart set of what? I don't know, but uh, oh man. So see, she had her moments. Oh my goodness. Jennifer Lopez marries Ben Affleck. I'm so tired of them. I don't care nothing about that. Okay. Uh, Look, she even is wearing that pin on her lapel, a lover's knot. And of course, let us not forget that time that she tried to channel Princess Diana as she exited a black cab. Her attempt to channel Princess Diana, even wearing a choker. Yep. I didn't know they sold those at Petco, but okay. Okay, you guys. So changing gears again. Where is it? Where is it? I've seen enough of your comments, and I do appreciate them. So I'm not even going to look for comments for that one. So one of the squatties made this. As you can see, Meghan is living rent free in their heads. Meghan is all inside of those brain cells and living rent free in the derangers' heads. I love that photo. Uh, and I decided to pair that. I decided to pair that with another image of someone who is obsessed with the Duchess of Sussex. I'm sure you've seen it before. You all know the signs. And thank you all again for making Camilla is a liar. I'm sorry, Camilla Tominey is a liar trend for, oh my God, how long did that trend? How long did that trend? Anyway, um, it helped. It helped. I think she's a better person for it, but it helped. And that's it, the General Assembly. This is the space that Prince Harry is destined to visit tomorrow. He is going to stand there in front of that green marble podium, and that is where he's going to give the speech. And this is the room. And yes, again, he is more than qualified to fill this space. Harry has done so much in his young lifetime. I remember when he received that award from Colin Powell, well, presented by Colin Powell. Um, and Prince Harry was like, I'm not sure, but the thing is, it's not so much how old he is, it's the fact that he inspires so many people. And that's just something you don't get from the rest of that family. Prince Harry is truly an inspirational person. He is truly the Ginger Avenger, and he has inspired a lot of people. And you almost forget that he's a prince of the realm. Matter of fact, let me play this little short one for you. I can only do the audio, unfortunately, but I can do that. So why don't I do that? And then there we go. So I'll put this here so that way I don't get, no, I do that one so that way I don't get in trouble. But yes, I'm okay with the audio for this one. So let me share that with you. And you can hear this very short one where Prince Harry speaks in his own words about the awareness that he has of his privilege. And he does see it that way, that he does live a privileged lifestyle, and that and he knows that he's going to spend the rest of his life not living it down necessarily, but just aware of it. He's going to spend the rest of his life aware that he was born into the life that he has, and he's using it to help people. So I'm sorry, it is here, very near. Just saw it yesterday. I wanted to do something with it, but the background noise. Okay, there it is. There's a bit of background noise, so just be aware of that. So be prepared to adjust your sound. I'll play it twice because it's very short.
New spin on it from the youth. As a prince, you're born at birth with a natural platform to be able to make a difference. Yeah, which a lot of people have to spend years and years and years getting to that point. So from that perspective, I'm very lucky to have a platform to be able to try and make change in the causes that mean a lot to me, but also to you guys. And I'm still in your generation, by the way. But at the same time, as I said, being born with a lot of privilege comes with a lot of responsibility. But I like to think that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life earning the respect for that privilege and trying to make a difference for the rest of my life.
Okay, one more time.
As a prince, you're born at birth with a natural platform to be able to make a difference. Yeah, which a lot of people have to spend years and years and years getting to that point. So from that perspective, I'm very lucky to have a platform to be able to try and make change in the causes that mean a lot to me, but also to you guys. And I'm still in your generation, by the way. But at the same time, as I said, being born with a lot of privilege comes with a lot of responsibility. But I like to think that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life earning the respect for that privilege and trying to make a difference for the rest of my life.
Okay, there you go. And that explains why you always see the Duchess of Sussex looking up at him adoringly, which she always does. She always looks up at him adoringly because I think she's just in awe of this very hurt, misunderstood person that she met one day, and she saw so much potential in him because he knew he was like a rough cut stone, and she saw so much potential in him, and and she helped him find himself. She just literally helped him find himself, and it has been nothing but onward and upward ever since. So let me take this away. There we go. So that is why I say he's uniquely qualified to fill that space, because he's capable of bridging so many different um, socioeconomic levels, so many class divisions. He can bridge so many of those things, so many of those issues and such with so many people. That's what makes him uniquely qualified, is that he not only has the experience of being with that family, being around that family, working with that family, but just given his background, um, and the fact that he's so genuine about helping people. It's not that he's trying to add up his work hours so that he can justify the what is it, $115 billion from the British taxpayers, whatever the amount is. He's not trying to justify that. He's just Harry. That's it. He's just Harry. Harry is such a breath of fresh air. He speaks from his soul. He is his mother's child, unlike the other spawn who just exist in a diluted and incandescent bubble. Very well put, Black Queen. An incandescent bubble. Yes, very well put. Absolutely. Let's see here. Nolando says Harry chose to use his privileged background to add value to the lives of those less privileged than him, regardless of their race, color, or creed. You guys are on it today. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. I wish I'd have said that. Thank you so much for that. Wow, you guys are brilliant. You all ought to be up there giving a speech. Yes, Connie Bomber, it is ginormous. It is. It's very large, and I believe that those satellite spaces that you see up there. Now, I wouldn't call them necessarily balconies, but maybe they are. I believe that's where you find a lot of the interpreters. Um, and they don't just translate; they literally have to interpret. And there's a whole team of people. If you guys remember the old television show The Jeffersons, Mr. Bentley was an interpreter at the United Nations, and that was his job, was to explain things to other foreign leaders in different languages, and you really need someone to interpret because it's so easy to translate something, and there's really no direct translation, that is. So that's why you need an interpreter, not a translator, because it's one thing. In other words, you have to be pretty smart and know about other cultures, not just know the language. But if you don't know the culture, you don't know the inflection of what's being said, and you may start a war, or at the very least have a huge misunderstanding. So that's the difference between an interpreter and a translator. So you really do need someone with knowledge and experience. Thank you so much for. Oh, by the way, thank you for your comment. Thank you so much, Lorna Castellano, for the super chat. Hi, Baron and Squatties. Our mom recently transitioned, and I have been able to go through it all listening to you. Thanks. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you for that. And I am very sorry about your loss, of course. But I mean, as much as I love hearing that, I want to believe it's because of everyone here, not just me, but it's the community. Um, I couldn't dare, accept that for myself. I mean, it really is the community. It's the mods, it's the other voices. But I do thank you for saying that. Lorna, are you trying to make me tear up here? Don't do that to me. You know how sensitive I am, but I really do appreciate that, and God bless you and your mom, and wow, and and the idea that you're even on here right now, I love it because I love to know that people are cooking dinner, making lunch, or riding in their car and listening to Royal Sussex. I love knowing that. Being a backdrop, even if and I'll say it myself, being a backdrop to somebody's day, that's a great position to be in. I love that. I love the idea that I can keep somebody company, and I really really do appreciate you being here. And yeah, God bless you and your family. So that is very very kind of you to say that. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you for being a member. Thank you for being a member, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Wow, I really feel warm. I really feel the warmth, and I can't even say anything else. I just that's I love hearing that, and I, it's super super, like, it makes me feel very good knowing that I'm a part of anybody's day, and especially at a time like this, if there's anything that I say or do or something like that that can be of comfort, then so much the better. It makes it all worth it. Thank you very much. Well, that was very thoughtful. Wow. I'm going to be thinking about that all day. Really, really thinking about that all day, and it makes me more committed, and it keeps me grounded, and makes me want to work harder. So, thank you so much for saying that. Okay, okay, that's not for me. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lady Washington, for that. Let me see. Harry will be the keynote speaker at Mandela Day, former president of the Commonwealth country. There may be many more Commonwealth countries there also. Yes, Joyce Voss, I didn't think about that. He's the keynote speaker. And I'm thinking about this right now. I'm thinking about this. Oh, I'm sorry. B10 says those are balconies and interpretation booths on top level. Oh, thank you, B10. Didn't you say that your husband worked there? Did you say you knew someone who worked there? Because I was just making a guess, but I wasn't sure. Because of my love of architecture, I always think I can just read the room by looking at it. But wow, thank you for that. And Diane Hawkins, you say, oh, Baron, you just let the Jubilee crowd know we actually have balconies over here, too. Diane Hawkins, you're a cheeky one, aren't you? I love that. Oh man. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love it. Um well yeah, so and that's part of that unique qualification. Prince Harry is very trusted amongst the Commonwealth nations. That's one thing I mean I know it, but I didn't really make the connection. Is that when it comes to the Commonwealth, and there will be a lot of Commonwealth countries there, of course, the United Nations, Harry is a trusted person within the Commonwealth. And I'd say to you that if the Sussexes were the ones who had gone to the Caribbean, number one, there wouldn't have been this lavish waste of money for two people to have an all expense paid vacation. And number two, there wouldn't be so much apathy in the wake of it. There would have been a conversation. There would have been a conversation rather than someone eating conchfish and whatever. It was so ridiculous, so ill timed, so ill conceived. I cannot stress enough how stupid. I thought for sure they were going to call it off. I said, no way they're going to go. Remember that? I said, no way they're going to go. This is bad timing. They probably will cancel. Uh-uh. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They got on the plane and they went anyway. And she had like maybe $200,000 wardrobe. He brought his military cosplay, Commonwealth slash colonial outfits with him. All of the stuff they were literally trying to relive those mid-century images of his grandparents, and it backfired in the most spectacular way. It backfired. It was so stupid. I mean, I haven't really said much about it lately because number one is in the past, but of course I do want to remind them every chance I get. But number two, it's just that it's so stupid. I just can't. But it's one of those things where you say, God, please save them from themselves. Please, they know not what they do. Save them from themselves. But yet they just persistently and consistently kept moving forward, one failed attempt after the other to try to reclaim that colonial glory. And it was an epic, epic failure, only to be followed by the Wessexes with. I mean, the Wessexes was so bad that even a bird tried to attack them. That's bad when you have a bird ball up his talon and try to knock your block off. You're messing up then, right? You know that you have tore your last pair of drawers. Oh man, do I sound old? You tore your last pair of drawers when you then offended a bird. Oh. I haven't used that one in a long time, but I'm sure some of you all are of the age you remember that phrase. Uh-huh. She didn't just tore her last pair of drawers with him. But it's true. They tore their last pair of drawers. Tom. Anyway, let me move on from that because I don't want to talk about those Wessexes right now because there's more pressing matters that need to be discussed, and the Wessexes are not one of them. So I will leave the Wessexes where they are, or shall I? I mean, after all, it is kind of fun to talk about them. But I am going to leave Rambolina because I haven't talked about her for a while. However, I will say this. Okay. Okay. Let me just move on. Oh, by the way, MLC, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Sunday to you. And yeah, and can't wait for tomorrow, right? Can't wait for tomorrow. Okay, let me do that. So I need to scroll. Oh wow. Um, Susie Q, I almost missed your super chat. Getting my nail done while listening. Wow, getting your nails done. Cool. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to be a part of that. All right, cool. Uh, well, thank you for being a member, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Sunday to you. Yeah, she's getting her nails did. And Crystal J, thank you for the super sticker. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Wow, a lot of comments since I scrolled through. What have I been talking about for the longest? Okay, don't want to miss the super chat. I'm listening to you while I run my errands, Home Depot, Target, and the grocery store. I love Home Depot. I walk around looking for a DIY. I was about to say DUI. I'm a, what is it? FYI? No, DUI. No, wait, DYI. I'm looking for a DYI. Do it yourself. Yeah, I walk around looking for a DYI. Why do I keep wanting to say DUI? DYI. It's a do-it-yourself project. Oh God, I'm telling too much of my business. By the way, I've never had one. I don't do that. But I don't want y'all to think that no, I've never had that before. Um, just Freudian slip. All right. Judy, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Central air for all UK homes would be nice. Judy, I have to tell you that okay, in the United States, we have low income housing. Some of it is called Section 8, some of it is just called low income housing, and it's based on your income. And there's variations of it across the country, funded by HUD, the Housing and Urban Development Agency, right? So, in some municipalities and counties and states, you could not provide that type of housing. You cannot even build that type of housing nowadays without including air conditioning, heating and air conditioning. That's like mandatory; it must be part of it. So, um, because in the Midwest, it would be so dangerous. Again, not just the South, that goes without saying, but in the Midwest, it would be so dangerous to not have that. So it just makes sense. And especially since global warming is real, I think that you're absolutely right. Central air conditioning for all UK homes, not only would it be nice, it should be necessary because if only to prevent tragedy, then it's necessary. And if not that, maybe in a common space, in the area or whatever, to make sure that going forward they have cooling centers because global warming is here. As you all know, winters are shorter. We can go all the way until January and not see any snow, which is crazy. I don't remember that from my youth. So yeah, I agree with you. And thank you so much for your super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Is that your garden I see in your profile picture? Is that your garden? That is beautiful. I see a lovely path which is covered in flowers. That is beautiful. Thank you for that. Wow, that's gorgeous. Whatever it is. Thank you. Petal is here. I just saw that just beneath that comment. Gosh, I got to start paying attention, you guys. I haven't seen a lot of these. Um, what wait yes, you're confusing me. You know what I mean. Do it yourself. Do it yourself, not the other one. Okay. Black Queen says, "Yeah, Baron, I cleaned my entire house into the wee hours of the morning, catching up on podcasts in I mean, I'm sure you meant I miss most of them were yours. Nice, nice. And you know what? I'm glad you guys please support all of the platforms when you can. Take care of your mental health. If the subjects or the topics is getting too much, then if you have to take time away, you have to take time away. But your mental health comes first. But please support all of the platforms, as many as you can, when you can. Of course, you have to live your life. And I know sometimes these topics where the Sussexes are concerned can be a bit painful. Um, and, having felt that, that's what inspired me to start a platform of my own, was so that I could deal with some of what I was feeling. Because, if you guys remember, it was like we had to wait until Sunday sometimes so we can hear something sensible, or you know what I'm saying. Sometimes we had to wait. And so now it's an embarrassment of riches because there are so many platforms available to everyone. So everyone has their own style and everything, which is good. Um, some of us are a little more feisty. Some are very much into receipts and such. There's combinations of all of the above. And of course, I like to have a good laugh and, make it fun and informative. So, yeah, there's something for everyone. So, thank you so much for that, Black Queen. And I do some catching up myself when I can. And a lot of times I'm listening to other people. I may not comment, but, I'm listening and doing my thing and cleaning or cooking, or sometimes, a matter of fact, I never said this, but I was listening to Pedal when I had to go and visit my family about it's been a month ago. I was listening to Pedal on the way there, so that was really cool. So, okay, thank you. All right. Lots of comments that I'm missing, but I'm going to just scroll. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex was on the most important balcony at the Jubilee, on top of the stairs of the largest church of England in London, in front of the whole world. And save, how grand was that? Yes, they were at the St. Paul's Cathedral. That is massive. That is a very massive building, St. Paul's. Um, and you don't really hear about St. Paul's as much, but it's much larger than Westminster Abbey. Huge. I mean, epic proportions. So that is a very important vista. Thank you for your comment. Okay. All right, so there you have the United Nations. I'm going to assume that that rounded part of the building there, that's like the United Nations complex. I am going to assume that that is the assembly there. I'm thinking because of the curves and everything, but that is a lovely image of New York right there. I've actually stayed in the neighborhood. Um, my first time I went to New York, I stayed at the Vanderbilt YMCA. It is still a bargain. Now you have to share the bathroom, but there is a private bathroom as well, shared, and there's also a private shower. But other than that, you have heat, you have air conditioning, you have a twin bed or bunk beds, and if you are lucky enough to get a view, that is pretty nice too. But that is where I usually stay in New York. Last time I didn't, but I would recommend it if you are the adventurous type. Right there in the neighborhood, there's a place called the Vanderbilt YMCA. Costs you about $130 a night. Now, sometimes during the off season, you can find a hotel room cheaper than that, or if you have points or something, but it's just an option. I've stayed there before. It is clean, safe, decent, um, key card, everything. So that is where I stayed the first time, and I was only footsteps away from the United Nations. I love that picture of Harry. That's one of the photos that I used. Oh, Church Nelly, what is that you're saying there? I do too. And Church Nelly, you heard me say this so many times. I love when Michelle does that. When she does that voice when she's like mocking someone for being like snotty or something like that. When Michelle would do that, I would just literally lay on the floor laughing. It was so funny. So sometimes I would have to wait like 2 shows for her to do that, but it was worth it. That was like my favorite thing. And yeah, so even when I try to talk about it, I can't even get the words out because I thought it was so funny. Uh what's that? Okay. Oh, that's not for me, sorry. Oh. Oh man, I know. I know. Every time I try to put my mouth together to say it, it always I'm just dead. I can't do it. Oh yeah. Yeah, and it was like the desert for like 6 days, and then whenever they said they weren't having a show that Sunday, I'm like, "Aw," you know? But I tell you, at the time when we needed it the most, it was there, so and I'll tell you, maybe up until a couple of months ago, I would still wake up no, before I would go to bed on Saturday, and when I would wake up on Sunday, that was the first thing I would do. I would look and see if Tina and Michelle was gonna do a show. That was my every Saturday night and Sunday morning. I wake up wondering if they're gonna do a show. So, oh yeah, and by the way, someone said thanks for the info. I just let that slip past me here, but you're quite welcome. Um, New York is like one of my favorite places to be, and if you ever get a chance to go there, it's not as expensive as you think it is. So, do your research. It's easy to get around. Contrary to the Daily Mail's headlines, it is very safe. The people are super, super friendly. Yes, you have people that are in a hurry and can't be bothered, but um, the first time I went to New York, I was moving so slow in the subway. I think I've told this story before, but I was moving so slow in the subway and in awe of everything and had that big smile on my face like, "Oh my goodness, look at those beautiful tiles they have in the subway." Maybe that's why they call them subway tiles, just all happy and excited and every little thing I saw was just so interesting. And I heard someone sound just like Judge Judy. She said, "Excuse me, I'm trying to walk here. Do you mind?" I was like, just who in the heck is talking to me like that? And I turned around and guess what? I didn't see anybody. This little woman she couldn't have been more than like 4'8". This little tiny thing was standing down there below my belly button, waving her fist at me. "I'm trying to walk here. Do you mind?" And I'm just like, and all of a sudden, my face lit up. My face lit up like a Christmas tree. I was just smiling. I felt so good being a part of it all. The fact that this woman cared enough to yell at me made me feel like I was a New Yorker. I was like, I'm a part of it. I was so happy that this woman told me off. You don't understand how good that made me feel. And then, wait, it gets better. So me, I couldn't wait to hail a taxi. I'm like, "Taxi!" And I put my hand up. I'm like, "Look at me! I'm in New York, hailing the taxi." So the taxi stops. I get in, and I'm like, Vanderbilt YMCA. And so, um, traffic was horrible. I said, I'll just get out here and walk, whatever. And so when I got out of that taxi, what did I do? I threw open the car door and hit another taxi. And so the other taxi driver started yelling at me. And then my taxi driver started yelling at him. And then they were yelling at each other. Again, I had that big, oh my God, if I could make it here, I felt every place else feeling. I felt so good. I'm like, the taxi drivers are yelling and fighting with each other. I felt so part of New York. Those are the kind of experiences. The stench of urine, um, the what do you call it? The street vendors. All of those things is what I love about New York. It just it's like you're in a movie. It's like you're in a movie. And then I just look at a building and I'm just like smiling. Then I look at the person next to me and my eyes are saying, "Can you believe that's the Chrysler building?" You know, that's New York. That's New York. So if you haven't gone, again, it's not that expensive. And if you live near a major airport, you'll find that the airfare is so inexpensive. You can fly there cheap. Now, if you have a connecting flight, I can't help you. But if you live near a major airport, you'll find the tickets are incredibly cheap because there's so many flights. It's like if you live in New York or Chicago or Atlanta, Newark, or something like that, you could fly to London. London is like one of the cheapest tickets you can buy because there's so many flights. The only thing that makes it expensive is if you have a connecting flight. But other than that, I say just do it. It's what you missed. CTA got you covered. That, of course, is Chicago Transit Authority. Yeah, well, I mean, what could I say? You can't help what you fall in love with, right? But yeah, it's got that smell, that New York smell. Um, by the way, thank you for your comment, Ronnie. It's just, it's New York. What can I say? Okay, look at me. I'm getting all excited. And you guys, you have no idea how close I came to buying a ticket. I saw a good sales price. I would have been right there at the Vanderbilt, but I said, no, I can't afford it right now. I got other priorities. But oh, I was so tempted. I was so tempted. I could have got me a nice cheap ticket and I could have stayed at the Vanderbilt for about $100 a night. I mean, with tax, it probably would have been about $250 for 2 nights at the most. I could have stayed there at the Vanderbilt, got up in the morning, walked over to the UN, but I said, no, can't afford it right now, but maybe in the, next time, but we'll see. But oh, I was so close. Oh, I was so close. You have no idea. I mean, the search is probably still on my phone app, so yeah, but anyway, so think about that, guys. Next time the Sussexes are in New York, think about the fact that you can get there really cheap. You can stay really cheap. You can eat really cheap. New York is not as expensive as you think it is. And there's so many places that you can just like walk or take the bus or whatever. If you have a smartphone, nowadays it's so much easier than ever. So that's it. That's what I'll say about that. But have confidence, especially baby boomers who have never traveled alone. Have confidence. Just do it. I travel by myself all the time, and people really want to help you, especially if you're not from that city. You're not really a threat to them. People really want to help you. So you can do it. If you have never traveled by yourself, try it. It's not the worst thing in the world. John Garcia says, oh, there we go. Let me highlight that. Oh, there we go. Baron, I grew up in New York City. Some areas are friendly and some are not. Black folks greet each other even if they don't know each other. That is very true. That is very true. And I think that a lot of that is that very southern, what do you call it? That very southern black folk type of tradition that we greet one another and we're glad to see each other in certain spaces. Trust me. And so yeah, that is something that I noticed in New York, and it is it's part of the roots of the black community where we just speak. So yeah, that is very true. And Harlem, oh my goodness, Harlem is slowly disappearing, slowly. And I don't want to discourage you guys from going, but Harlem is slowly disappearing. It is becoming so gentrified. Just in I think the first time I went to Harlem was maybe 25 years ago, and I'm starting to not recognize it. I'm like, oh, where did you go, Harlem? So, but still, you could feel the spirit of the Black Renaissance that took place in Harlem. You could still feel the spirit of that every place you go. And if not that, then go to Melba's and you can feel that giant chicken wing in your hand. Or perhaps you can feel the fork break down into that fluffy, buttery waffle on the plate with that strawberry butter. That, that light, fluffy whipped strawberry butter that they give you. And you say, what is this? Strawberry butter. Oh, thank you so much, Joan. New York is diverse and special. New York is full of characters. I lived there for 26 years and enjoyed my life there with my family. Oh, Puzzle Dot, I could imagine. I am jealous, jealous, jealous of people who have known that their whole life. I mean, okay, and people used to ask me, "Don't you ever want to go someplace tropical? Don't you want to get away to an island?" And of course, I tell them, I'm like, New York is an island, and in the summer it's tropical. That was my defense. And so when I finally did go to someplace tropical, I will admit I was seduced by the weather and by the sea and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so yes, it was much better than I thought it would be. But I still love cities. I love big cities. I love the anonymity and the busyness and the constant honking of the horns. I love all that stuff. It's exciting to me. And I come from a city, so it's no big deal, but still New York is like everything that you've ever experienced but on steroids. So but yes, people are very nice there. There's a lot of nice people there. And it's like you're in a movie. Every place you go, it's like, wow, that's the crosstown bus. I mean, I've heard of someone being hit by the crosstown bus, but they really do have a crosstown bus. But okay, okay, I'm gonna move on soon, but let me give you this last detail about New York. There are the what is it, 5 boroughs, and I promise you, I haven't really ventured much from Manhattan, but Manhattan itself is only 2.5 miles wide and about 12 miles long. So it is the biggest small town that you'll ever visit in your life. I mean, there's millions of people there, but it's only about 2.5 miles wide at the widest point. So literally, you can walk New York City if you wanted to. That's what makes it so cool is that there's so many places that you really could just walk to. Um, yeah, there you go. That's that. Okay, Baron, I lived in Harlem and the people are talking about the Duke and Duchess. Wow. Really? I could imagine. I could imagine. They made quite the impression. Diana made quite the impression. So it's just natural that he who has really lived up to her legacy would be very well spoken of. And of course, the Duchess of Sussex. So yes, it only makes sense. Thank you for sharing that. I try to avoid going into city of Manhattan on the weekends. I already commute there during the weekdays. Sister and Cece, thank you so much for that. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I want to be in New York. I always said if I won the lottery, I would just move to New York City. I would just move there. I'd take over Joan Crawford's old apartment. Oh, let me see. New York City is 3 hours ahead of California. Yes, very true. Okay. I visit my father's parents in North Carolina. Everyone we pass say hello. It's a southern thing. Yes, it is. And could you imagine me being in Germany and I'm looking at people and nobody's saying, I'm like, hello, how you doing today? And they just look, hey, how you doing? Uh, and they just look. That was so weird to me. I always tell people when you go to Europe, the further east you go, the less people will speak to you. And it's not that they're being rude; they're just not accustomed to that. I call it the Eastern European glare, but you know me, I'm easy to please. I'm happy to be any place. So, but then once they get to know you, then you're good. Once they get to know you, but like just passing on the street, they ain't into that. How y'all doing today? You think we might have some rain? I tell you, I got a little arthritis up in my shoulder, and they don't want to hear all that. They don't want to hear all that. So, but so if you go to Europe, and especially if you go to Eastern Europe, don't go yelling howdy like Minnie Pearl because they're gonna run from you. And actually, they're going to stare at you until you turn into a pillar of salt. So yeah, if you go to Eastern Europe, don't go with all them folksy waves because they ain't trying to hear all that. Howdy! Don't go running up in there like Minnie Pearl. I promise you, it's not going to go well if you do that. Uh, oh wow, this is so nice. I feel like I'm in New York right now with all these New Yorkers. Nightmare trains are going uptown, downtown, crosstown. Well, I'm going to tell you the mistake I made. I was staying in Harlem one time, and I got off of the wrong train. And now, mind you, uh, oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me see. Here it's rude not to agree. Oh, okay. Now, Connie, I have to say, I've always heard that the people in Switzerland are super, super friendly. I've heard that a lot. So I believe what you say is true. Um, Switzerland is like, it's a very, it's very polite community. So I believe that to be true. And thank you for sharing that. So I get off the wrong train in Harlem. I knew I was going uptown, but I didn't know which train to take. So I took the wrong train, got off the train, and I could see the hotel in the distance. However, to get there, I would have had to have gone through the park. And the park was pitch black. That little voice in my head said, Fool, don't go through that park. Don't go through that park. But then I said, but I see the hotel right there. Don't go through that part. All right. So I went back the other way and I said, okay, if I walk to 125th Street, 35th Street, and walk over, then I know I can get there. So that's what I did. And along the way, there was a security guard in the booth. And I told him, I said, I see the hotel right there. I say, if I go this way and then take a left, and go over to whatever street it was. I said, "Can I get to my hotel like that?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, and by the way, don't go through that park." I'm just like, was that the voice in my head? Don't go through that park. So I told him, I said, well, thank you. I said, common sense told me don't go through that park. So I'm not going to go through that park. So I didn't. Apparently, the park is like on a slope. I don't know the name of the park, but it's on a bit of a slope. And so when you walk through the park, I think you're kind of walking downhill as well as, walking through the park. And it's dark and there's people in the park and stuff like that. Just not a good idea. I wouldn't do that in any city. Okay. I wouldn't do that in any city, especially not knowing the area. So when your voice says, don't go through that park, don't go through that park. And I'm using that as a metaphor for other things in life. Don't go through that park. Okay. All right. So, I don't know how we got here, but I'm going to try to move on. So, there's a picture of Princess Diana with Nelson Mandela. As I was reading about this meet and greet, one of the people in the press, um, they asked him, they said, well, why don't you give her a kiss? And Nelson Mandela says, no, I think that would be treason. And, Nelson Mandela had a very wicked sense of humor. And a lot of people almost forget about that because, over the years, he's been this very serious, patriotic figure. So, or is it, I'm sorry, patriotic figure, patriarch. Yeah. But anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. He's been this very serious father like figure. And so he actually just went right along with it. He said, "I think that would be treason," and just kind of laughed it off. And as you can see, they had a good laugh with their meet and greet, and then they went inside for lunch or whatever. But Princess Diana was there because it was her goal to eliminate AIDS in Africa, right? And so that was one of the many causes that she faced or that she took on. So that's why she was there. She literally had to re um to what do you call it? To she had to make a new life for herself. She had to use her platform because um realizing the power that she had, it just made sense. And then, of course, I'm going to say Gracie because I'm not sure about the pronunciation, but there's Harry and Gracie from one of the past visits. I just noticed is that Mandela? And who is that with Mandela? Is that the guy that was in prison with him? I think. I forget his name, but I think that's who it is in the photo in the background there. But let me share this with you. Gosh, how long have I been on? Almost 2 hours, right? Okay. I want to share this with you. Is this the story here? Not sure, not sure. Okay, Prince Harry's next public appearance will be, I'm sorry, we'll see him speaking at the United Nations for Mandela Day. And the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will attend the 77th Annual United Nations General Assembly. Okay, blah, 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 yada, 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 all that kind of stuff. We haven't seen them since the Jubilee, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, let's get to the meat of it here. The duo met Mandela's widow, Gracie Michelle, rather, Gracie Michelle, okay, in South Africa in 2019. According to trigger warning, Mail Online, this is in the Tatler, Mail Online. After being introduced to the royal couple, uh, Michelle asked at the time, she said, it's wonderful meeting you. I'm sure we're going to be working together in the future. I can feel the vibe, right? The royal pair also met Mandela's granddaughter, that's the one with the red turban on, Zamu Wazi Mandela, and his former cellmate Andrew. What is that? Malangi. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. During their visit. Okay, so there you go. According, this is why I'm quoting the Tatler, by the way, who quoted the Daily Mail, who I'm pretty sure if you try to find that information in the Daily Mail today, it would be almost impossible. Gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. My allergies are really kicking up right now. And that's why I'm just getting like that post nasal drip. Hold on one second, please. I do apologize, but I'm getting like terrible post nasal drip, and it is really interfering with me right now. So I think I'm cleared up now. Okay, so as I was saying, it's wonderful meeting you. I'm sure we're going to be working together in the future. Now that was said in 2019, and that is actually a quote from the Daily Mail. So um, as you know, they have a little polite conversation when they shake hands in front of the camera and such. Well, fast forward to 2022, and yes, they are working together again. And so there you have it. There you have it. That is exactly as it was predicted. And also, don't forget, Prince Harry was at the opening of the Mandela exhibit in London in 2018, was it? So he's been there. And even before that, I just want you guys to know, even before that, Prince Harry was never, ever too far away from the family. Now, it says here in 2015, a year before the prince met his future wife, Harry visited Mandela's former prison cell in Robben Island, where the activist was imprisoned for the first 18 of his 27 years in jail before the fall of apartheid. Okay? This is also in the Tatler. Harry's mother, the late Princess Diana, Princess of Wales, memorably met Mandela in South Africa in March 1997, just 5 months before her tragic death. At the time, Mandela described Diana's effort to help those with AIDS as highly, I think that's a typo, as highly admirable, saying, we saw her sitting on the beds of AIDS patients and shaking hands with them, and that changed perceptions dramatically with regards to the disease. Now, we all know that our perceptions in the West had changed, in the United States in particular. But when he says that, I want you guys to know he's speaking of Diana in Africa, where AIDS still has a very strong stigma, where there's still a lot of people who are not educated enough about AIDS to know certain things. And I'm saying, probably in rural areas of Africa, there's a lot of misconceptions about AIDS. And so having Princess Diana sitting on the beds of an AIDS patient without any fear, without any hesitation, has probably done a lot, as Princess Diana did years earlier when she opened up that hospital ward. I believe it was in London for AIDS patients, when at the time there was not a lot of education about it and there was a lot of misconceptions. And yes, people in the UK and in all of Western Europe and the United States had these misconceptions about AIDS. And when Diana reached out and held the hand of that AIDS patient, um, and spoke to them, caressed their shoulders, and got face to face with them, it ended a lot of stigma. Okay, it ended a lot of the stigma. So this is just another example of Princess Diana's presence being able to reunite families, to save lives, to end the stigma of AIDS. There were families that literally fell apart because of an AIDS diagnosis, and people. One of the patients that Diana met when she first um, made that visit to the hospital and opened up that hospital ward One of those first patients she met was estranged from his family. And thanks to Diana, the family was able to end the stigma of it enough to actually meet with their loved one before he died. That was a gift that she gave him, that she gave the world. And I could only think that because of that, again, Princess Harry, living the legacy of his mother, is so uniquely qualified for this moment. Okay, so let me continue. Um, Okay, according to the Mail Online, Mandela said that he trembled at the thought of meeting Diana for the first time, revealing, I don't know what I would, he said, I didn't know I would meet a British princess. After a reporter asked him if he would kiss her, Mandela lightheartedly responded by saying, that would be treason, right? So that's where that quote comes from. So I'm pretty sure he was kidding about the trembling part, but he was a very humble person. And so it wouldn't be out of character for him to, make light of that situation because, he knows that's what people want to hear and everything. So um, Mandela was very good about playing along with the press and not taking it so serious because, every day they would try to find some kind of way to catch him out with a comment or gesture or something like that. And he just didn't give in to it. He was way too smart for that. And so, yeah, I think the qualifications, we don't even need to talk about it. It's there, it's a fact. And he'll be on stage tomorrow in front of the world at the United Nations General Assembly. How Prince Harry, Elton John, and Nelson Mandela's grandson are fighting HIV/AIDS together. See that? 2018, September of 2018. So let me see. Hopefully, I still have the article here. Okay. And guess who wrote the article? Guess who wrote the article? Omid Scobie. Omid Scobie wrote the article. There you can see his name up there. That was from July 26, 2018. Inside Prince Harry's plan to smash the AIDS stigma and get more men testing for HIV. This week, he launched an ambitious endeavor with Sir Elton John and what is that? Nabda Mandela to end the AIDS by 2030. Okay, so let me see here. I have the article, and for some reason, it is not moving. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to scroll it. All right. Oh man, that's not good. Let me try one more time. Oh wow, print is very small, but let me see if I can make it larger so I can see it. Prince Harry, Sir Elton John, and Nelson Mandela's grandson have joined together to launch a campaign to raise awareness among men about AIDS. The power trio kicked off the billion-dollar global partnership, the Men Star Coalition, this week in Amsterdam at the 22nd International AIDS Conference. Okay, they warned about the dangerous complicity that is threatening to slow or even reverse the progress that has been made globally against the disease in recent years, which is what Harry has been speaking about, is that people are getting very complacent about AIDS as though it's not a big issue anymore. And that's something I believe he said that last year. The Men Star Coalition is bravely tackling the root cause of this problem, the lack of awareness of HIV prevention amongst hard to reach young men, said Harry at the launch on Tuesday. He added that the campaign launch came at a time when new, energetic, and innovative solutions are needed more than ever before. And Mandela's grandson said, as an African man who has seen far too many people succumb to this epidemic, including my own parents, excuse me, this coalition will allow men to finally fully participate in creating an HIV free generation of the future, which is totally possible if people know the facts. So, the aim of the campaign is to target men living with or at risk of HIV in sub Saharan Africa and break the cycle of male transmission. So, they are targeting men between the ages of 24 to 35. Okay, about 37 million people around the world have HIV, according to the United Nations program, and this was back in 2018 on the HIV/AIDS. But fewer than half of the men living with AIDS receive treatment compared to 60% of the women. And why do women receive treatment? Because of the Planned Parenthood. Excuse me. Well, one of the reasons is because of Planned Parenthood. That's why Planned Parenthood is so important, because it's not just about abortion rights, it's also about women's reproductive rights, and also screenings take place. Young women may not go to a doctor as often as they should, but if they're, say, going to a Planned Parenthood, they will go through those screenings, and and they would know their status, and of course be treated for it. And if women are treated for it, it's not likely they could pass it on. If men are treated for it, it's not likely that they can pass it on, because knowing your status, you may take those viral inhibitors or whatever, and that is one way to end it, right? So again, Prince Harry, as usual, is way ahead of so many people when it comes to things like this. And I'm telling you, when I was reading this, I thought about how many things has Harry done that we just don't even know about. How many people have he been associated with? And so when the Mandela family say, "I think Harry should do it," this is just another reason why. This is another reason why. The man has educated himself. No, he doesn't have the big university college education, but the man has educated himself, which is worth so much more than someone with a good education that doesn't even use it, or just don't know things or don't think about things. But this is someone who obviously has educated himself about the stigma of mental health, and of course the need for mental health and fitness. And then, of course, there's this, and we all remember when Prince Harry took the AIDS test with the HIV test with, oh my God, Fenty. What is her name? Um, how come I can't think of her name? Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. When they took that test together, just to, oh man, Rihanna. Oh my God, how could I forget her name? All right, Rihanna. Sorry, Rihanna fans. Please don't send a dead fish to my house. I got it. I got it in the end. I forgot. Oh man, please don't send a dead fish to my house. And so this slide that was created by one of the squatties, just sharing this again. The Sussexes have been very, very busy since they left Narnia. Whatever the derangers are trying to say, that it doesn't matter. They have been very, very busy. And you know what? We are only a little more than halfway through the year. There is so much more to come. And of course, there is the Duchess of Sussex has her what is it, the podcast coming out, right? And then of course there is a book, and then there's everything in between. So live, love, laugh. What can I say, right? Okay, so I think I am done with my slides, and I am. It has been 2 hours. Thank you so much. Um, let's see. Ivy just posted. It just popped up. You guys can go over to Ivy. Duchess of Success, I believe, is on in an hour, but please go to the bell icon. Petal was on earlier, in case you want to catch up with Petal in between. And of course, all of the other platforms, which I gave you guys that graph to look at not graph, but that with all of the other channels and stuff. I do appreciate you guys being here for Royal Sussex. It I tell you, and especially the nice comments and stuff like that, it sustains me. That's all I can say is it sustains me. And you guys are my constituents. You're not just subscribers. You are my you know constituents. And so I think about that before I do anything with this channel, and that is very important to me, and it means a lot to me. And quite a few of the squatties have suffered some very close losses recently, including Mo Shannon, who very wisely is taking some time with her family right now. That's one of our moderators, and so yeah, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I don't think Sherry Ware is here today, so I don't think I missed anyone. I don't have a list to work from today, but thank you for your donations to Royal Sussex. Thank you for your nice compliments and such. And also, thank you for commenting back and forth with each other, because that is also very important to the various platforms. Sometimes I feel like we are not as necessary because you guys already have your own conversation going, and I am totally cool with that. But yeah, so I'm glad for that too, because um, whether or not you're able to donate, whether or not you know how, the most important thing is that you're here, that you click the like button, and hopefully that you have subscribed. And yeah, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing, and I hope you guys are enjoying the work. And the part that always really warms me is when I say this, I truly mean it. Thank you all for trusting me to do this work. I mean, nothing else matters. I would rather have your trust than anything else. And because of that, that's why I say I don't want nobody's personal information. If anybody says they're me and they're trying to get some money out of you, it ain't me. Yeah, so just be wise on these platforms, because they're we've had problems with that in the past. So I rather just I like our anonymous connection with each other. I think that's healthy. Okay, so with that, let me give love to our faves, and that of course, and I know, I think it was, is it Carol Lund who's like, Baron, when are you, or is it Annie Bullard? Well, somebody has been telling me, Baron, when are you going to do something else with those photos? Why don't you just put them together? And I'm like, I will. And every day I forget to do it. Every day, not some days, every day. Not every day I forget to do it. But soon I will. So anyway, love to our faves. Our two queens. See, I need to do it real soon because I can't even find them right now. Our two queens. Oh, that's weird. Where did they go? Okay, our two queens, uh, Princess Diana, our Queen of Hearts, and our Queen of Everything, Doria. We give love to our faves, and let me see. Just gonna look at a couple of the last comments here. Ooh, I missed a bit of them. Many of them, should I say? It's like I've been away somewhere. It's almost like somebody roofied me or something. I'm just scrolling and scrolling. I missed a whole lot of stuff. Okay. This sounds like me in high school. Oh, I missed so much stuff. Let me see. Tomorrow is different for the squatties and the deranger haters. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Lorna Williams says, thanks, Baron. Looking forward to your podcast tomorrow. After Harry's speech, I know I wasn't sure what I was going to do tomorrow. Sometimes it takes until the last minute, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll. Yeah. You wouldn't believe how many things that I wait until the last minute, but I'm very indecisive sometimes, and I don't know. I'll think about it today. I don't know what time or whatever. Should I go on directly after? Should I wait? Should I just go at the regular time? I don't know. Gotta think about it. Joan says, Baron, we love you and trust you, especially your humor and travel stories. Thank you, Joan. Thank you so much for that. I really, really do appreciate that. Uh, Let me see. Okay, I guess at this point, I'm going to look for a last comment. Oh, that's not for me. Good night, Baron. Moderators, all supporters. Okay, I like it. Thank you, Annie Bennett. That works for me. Uh, oh, it was Annie Bennett that gave me, no, Annie Bullard that gave me that homework. I see that, Lydia. Annie Bullard gave me that homework. And you know what? I think today is the day. Yep. Every day is the day. Every day. Anyway, I better do it because otherwise I'm going to be to toe my last pair of draws with Annie, and I don't want to do that. I wonder where that phrase come from, toe my last pair of draws. That is just one of those colorful colloquiums that one learns when you have relatives from the South, um, that amongst other things. So, oh man. And I know a lot of people think I'm from the South, but it's just because I have relatives from the South, and that's where all of those colorful colloquiums come from, is from my Southern roots. So when you hear me say stuff like that, that's where it comes from. Uh, okay. So that's enough about my draws. Um, I got my last word. I said that. Um, yes. Thank you, Yvonne Anderson. Yes, Lydia. Prayers for Mo Shannon, Berta Sanchez, and all the other squatty family going through trying times. Yes, Yvonne, that's beautiful, and thank you, Lydia. Okay. Yes, it has been like the season. It's like a seasonal thing, isn't it? Where at a certain point in the season, it's just like there's a lot of stuff going on, isn't it? I've noticed that it's just like it all seems to happen in like a window of like 2 weeks. You find out this happened and that happened, But it's nice that we can share that. I think that's very cool. Okay. All right, I think we're good. It is time to avenge ourselves out of here. Uh what? Just got here, but I guess I missed it, squatties. You didn't miss much. Only about 2 hours and 10 minutes. I mean, that's a tick of the clock, geographically speaking, but well, you could always listen to the replay. Well, and the good thing about it is, though, you missed a very long story about New York City. I mean, I just went on and on. So that you probably lucky you missed that one. But I'm just kidding. I love New York. If I could make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you. I mean, when I'm on my way to New York, here I go again. Let me get this out of my system. When I'm on my way to New York, I have a playlist. I listen to Stuck Between the Moon and New York City. I listen to Native New Yorker. I listen to JC. What is it? New York, is it? Anyway, I have like a New York playlist that I listen to en route to New York. And so when I get there, I don't care how tired I am. I got this big smile on my face. I'm like, yes, yes, I'm here. I used to have this big fantasy about walking across the Brooklyn Bridge. And so I did that one day. And let me tell you something. If you have some noise canceling headphones, wear them. It is so loud on the Brooklyn Bridge, loud, all the traffic and trucks and stuff rumbling past. Um, but the view is spectacular. And if you have some noise canceling headphones, this is my recommendation. Um, Keep your purse in front of you. I'm just saying, I didn't see any problems, but you're still in a big city. Um, Stay on one side so you don't get hit by a bike or something like that, and just enjoy it. Put your noise canceling headphones on and enjoy it. You'll be perfectly safe. There's lots of people up there, and you can walk across a piece of American history. If you knew the story of the Brooklyn Bridge, you would feel so privileged having had the opportunity to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. It is an opportunity. It is a blessing. It's one of those things where you can, okay, maybe you didn't sail on the Titanic. Good for you, right? Or maybe you didn't, it's a lot of places you haven't been, but to say that you walked across the Brooklyn Bridge and then every time you see a movie, you're just like, that reminds me of a time, you know? So that's what's cool about it. And I think you'll enjoy it. It's about 2 miles, from start to finish, but doesn't feel like it. So learn the history about it and then do it, and it will bring you so much pleasure. I promise. Okay. And cue Ginger Avengers. Oh, thank you, Joan Garcia. We'll see you next time. I dream of him going back to school and getting a PhD because first doctor in the royal family. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? You must be speaking of Harry, right? Wow, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Oh, wow. Yeah, I Harry has such a bright future. Please don't get me started because I'll talk about another hour about Harry, and I don't want to do that right now. But um, let me see. Okay, maybe you're not talking about Harry. Okay, maybe not. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay, and thank you so much. What is that? Educate you too? Thank you so much for that. I saw a license plate one time that said educator. I couldn't even, it was spelled phonetically and everything, but I thought that was so cool. Educator. Okay. Uh, Thinking long. Novi, just do it. Just go. You'll love it so much. You'll know you'll be a part of it. And you can say, yes, I've been there. You should do it. Just do it. It's believe me, it's not as expensive as you think. Okay, okay, I'm gonna give you some homework. Check the airfare, right? Check the hotel. And fall in New York is beautiful. Fall in New York is beautiful. It's beautiful. Fall in New York is beautiful. It's everything that New York is supposed to be. Remember, what's her name? Um, Billie Holiday. Autumn in New York. Listen to that song tonight, right? Yeah, listen to Autumn in New York. That's all I'm going to say. And then do your research and just go. Okay. You guys, I'm dragging this out. It is 2 hours and 15 minutes. I got to go. Let me see. And I'm kind of hungry too. And I don't have to do a thumbnail because I've done it already. I've done my thumbnail already last night. Okay. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, you know what? Cookies and cream. It is my dream to go and visit Madam C.J. Walker's house and I do want to go to Buffalo. So I really, really need to go to New York this fall. I just have to. It's my destiny. Yes, thank you so much. May God bless Harry and Meghan, and we pray for their protection. Nutalando, thank you so much for that. Uh huh. Every day. Thank you so much for that. Judy Rigo, what? We've been here for hours. Where have you been? Where have you been? Oh, well. Yeah, I don't want to be to tow my last pair of drawers. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I got to get out of here. Let me stop reading stuff. But every time I see New York, it's just like, oh, let me see. I love New York a bit. I can only live in Los Angeles. Oh, well, I mean, I, yeah, I mean, but you got to have a car in Los Angeles. If you don't have a car in LA, you don't exist. However, Reba Henderson, please don't make me start a whole nother conversation. What are you doing to me? Okay, I told you guys, I think it was 2019. I had always dreamed of seeing a sunset, a real California sunset. Now, years ago, someone told me, they said, Baron, you haven't lived until you've seen a California sunset. And so I was so happy that some 20 years later, I sent him some photos and I said, listen, you told me a long time ago, see a California sunset, right? Just like I'm telling you all, go to New York. A long time ago, somebody told me to go. Oh, I had those last night. I had those last night. Uh huh. I had those last night, as a matter of fact. Want to see a picture of it? Wait, what time is it? I'll show you a picture of it. That's not it. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me get rid of this. I'll show you a picture of it. I had those last night. They were so, so good. And I'm going to show you a picture of it because I've only been on here 2 hours and 20 minutes. So let me do that real fast and then we can get out of here. Uh, okay. Okay. Pot stickers, pot stickers. I can do that really fast, and then we're gonna go. Did I play Ginger Avenger yet? I haven't even played Ginger Avenger yet, you guys. We got to do that so we can go. Uh, okay, what do I need to do here? No, that's not it. It was so good. Why did you say pot stickers? Now you're gonna give me something else to think about. Okay, all right, pot stickers. I'll show you what I did with it though. It was so good. So you could use them in soups. Um, oh, how did I miss that? Oh, I got to share that with you too. How did I miss that? Okay, I'll share that tomorrow. And I really should share the pot stickers tomorrow, but since you've gone through so much trouble, I may as well show you today. Oh, so good though. I steamed them and then I put them in a soup. But you can cook them different ways. Okay, let me crop this photo because it's sitting up here with all my stuff on my desk. I was literally sitting right in front of the computer and eating it. But okay, so that. Uh, okay, I don't see anything dodgy. So okay. Okay, how many people are left listening to me ramble on about pot stickers? 709. Thank you guys. Okay. Hmm. Okay, very quick, and then Gingervenge, and we're out of here. Uh, but yeah, if you guys gotta go, yeah, go ahead, get out of here, cause it ain't gonna get much better, I promise. But where are we? The pot stickers. Oh, thank you, Darlene. Okay. Okay, so I think I got to go all the way to the end to find the pot stickers. Oh, there they are. So let me explain this to you. I bought the ramen noodle bowl from Costco's. Remember, I told you it was 6 in the box? Okay, I bought that from Costco's. And so it came with the hand rolled shrimp wontons. But if you look, you can kind of tell which is the wonton. And then the ones that look like they've been crimped, those are the pork pot stickers. And you can put those in a soup with a nice broth and talk about something good. And the green vegetables that came with, I think they're cabbage or something, but that came with the soup. So you just add water and you microwave it for like maybe 5 or 6 minutes. But I pre-cooked the pot stickers, but the hand rolled wontons were already in there. So good, such a nice hearty soup. So um, I loved it. So that's it. I just wanted to share that with you. But I love a good wonton soup, a good ramen soup. Very, very good. Mm, mm. And you know what? I got some more left. I told you guys my aunt bought them from QVC and she brought me a bag of wontons. She's like, I got some more of those wontons you like. Uh-huh. Okay, so all right, guys, Ginge Avenge, and then we are out of here. I'm gonna see what time Duchess of Success is on. Uh, oh, it looks like, well, I don't want to say the time because you're in a different time zone probably, but for me, she would be on in about an hour and 6 minutes. Okay, for me, about an hour and 6 minutes. But check your your own thing there because I don't want to give you the wrong time because that would be awful. But yeah, so it looks like she's on in an hour and 6 minutes for me. Okay, that's it. Uh yes, in about an hour. Exactly. Yes. And again, she explained the thing so well the other day. I'm so glad for that because I wasn't really sure about the bots and things like that. And sometimes, yeah, that's the good thing about having other platforms is that sometimes you can defer to somebody else who may have a better handle on something like that. I think that's perfectly good idea to do that. Okay. Yeah, Lorna, it was delicious. As a matter of fact, I mean, I have like the regular noodles. I do have some more wontons. I can literally do that again without the green vegetables, but I kind of like those green. I don't know what that is, but it was good. But I am hungry now. Uh, what is it? Oh yeah, 117 Fahrenheit. Oh, I think it was 107, right? But if it is 117, what is the temperature in London right now? I'm gonna look at my phone because I sometimes when I'm traveling, I like to know what the temperature is for that time of year. So I'm gonna take a look right now. Um, okay. So, oh wait, nope, that's not it. Okay, Edinburgh is 70 degrees. God bless them. But London, okay, London it says 81, which is no 86 is the high today. So, oh, Monday is the day, right? Monday is the day that is supposed to be dangerous. Yeah, it's Monday. Okay, so for Monday, I'm seeing 96, which in Celsius is 36. So yeah, maybe it's not going to happen. Tuesday looks like it's even warmer, 37 Celsius. Or for oh my God, Tuesday 99. That is hot. But you know what? There's the actual temperature, and then there's the heat index, and the heat index is the killer. The heat index is not the actual temperature; It's like the wind chill, not what it is, but what does it feel like? So the heat index, but 99 is still dangerous, very dangerous. So I think the worst of it is going to be Monday and Tuesday. Oh my God, that's terrible. That is terrible. So sorry that I hope that there's a break and that the heat bypasses the everybody, let it go out in the ocean. Oh man. Okay, you guys. That's all I have to say then. So we got to Oh, Hi. I'm in the clouds. Hi, Miss BSN. Glad you're here. We're almost done. I'm sitting up here talking about this, that, and the other, but we're about to ginger venge ourselves out of here. And by the way, that is my bowl of ramen soup up there. My ramen wonton, shrimp wonton, and pork ramen noodles, pork pot sticker soup. Yeah, that's what that is. It's good. I'm hungry now. Okay. Yeah, 81 is not hot. Tuesday is when Lucifer begins the orientation program for. Oh, man. Diane, you're wicked today. I feel as though I have been a terrible, terrible influence. Believe it will be raining in New York. Hope that changes, however. Okay. Jesus, 103 in Sacramento? Wow. Wowee. Do you guys remember a couple of years ago in India when people's shoes were literally melting into the asphalt? Do you guys remember that? Apparently, they get this terrible heat every summer in India, and it's because the farmers in the north or in the Midlands or whatever, they burn their crops. They burn something to clear their crops or whatever. They just burn it. And so every year there's this haze that descends over India that causes the heat index to rise. Oh, man. And anyway, let me stop. Okay. I am going. Thank you, Miss BSN, for being here. TCC son, where you been? Have you been here all this time? I don't remember seeing you. Oh, order what? Got many vegan and vegetarian restaurants. What, the noodles? Oh, I'm hungry. I am hungry. Let me see. Looks like broccoli ribs. Right. Okay. I kind of thought so, but I wasn't sure. I doubted myself. But yeah, it looks like broccoli ribs. And look at how lean that soup is. You don't have that big oil slick on the top. It's not a very fatty soup. I mean, it's just enough pork for flavor, but not, a huge portion of pork. So, oh, it was so delicious. What could I tell you? And you can see there in the corner, I got that big soup spoon so I could just sip that soup. It's like I was eating out of a ladle, right? Like I had a big ladle dipping it down in the bowl. Oh, it was delicious though. Mm-mm-mm. And too bad I'm out of them. I have ramen noodles, but I want that one. I want the one with the broccoli in it. That's good. Um. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, you guys. Very well, then. We are out of here. So let me cue Ginger Avenger. I'm not going to stay and talk after that. I'm going to play Ginge, and then I'm going to end broadcast. Again, I don't have to do a thumbnail. I did that last night. I'm so happy. Sometimes I'm so ready to finish, and I got to spend about another 20 minutes working on the thumbnail. Uh, Liz only has a Dyson. Oh man. Outsider's perspective, I had to Google. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Okay. All right, you guys, we're good. Yes, I think they do have vegetarian pot stickers. And guys, if you want to try a variety of pot stickers, they have some at the Trader Joe's. They sell them there. And also you can buy them from, if there's any Asian markets in your community. I love going to the Asian markets. I love that, like in the Chinatown neighborhoods, go to the supermarket there. I love a nice fresh batch of bok choy. You could cook some bok choy in a broth, and that's a meal right there. It is, especially if you don't think that cabbage. If you think cabbage takes too long to get, I need a more tender diet because of my struggles with my teeth. So I like to eat bok choy. It's so good, just such a good fresh taste to it. And I think bok choy is kind of like a miniature cabbage or something like that. Haven't had any a while, but it's still good, very good. Okay. Uh and looking at your lunch from Thank you, Diane. That is, I feel like such an influential platformer right now, or YouTuber, that I got 600 people looking at yesterday's meal. But it was good. It had a nice light broth to it. I love that. And then of course some of the flavor came out of those pot stickers and just really completed everything. So uh let me see, Baron, have you ever had Jamaican style bok choy dish? I have not. That sounds intriguing though. I have not had that. That would be interesting. Yes, Marsha Ware, it is that time. Oh, Denise Taylor, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. That was very sweet. Okay. All right, I got to stop looking at comments because then I can get out of here. But I'm making myself hungry, and healthy dish, I think so. Um, okay. Let me see. Okay, man, we need you to hold you to that Monday. See you Monday. Very excited about the yes. Okay, so let me go because tomorrow's a big day for all of us in the squad. All of us in the squad. Tomorrow's a big day, and we need to send our prayers not only to the squaddies but to the Sussexes because there's so many derangers out there that are got some really twisted minds, and they're while we're pushing for all the best, they are hoping for the worst. And I mean, the Sussexes are very polished. They're going to be great, but we want to still combat that negative energy that they're sending out with our positive energy. So, and with that, we are going to cue Ginger Oven. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Daniel Medico, thank you for that. I was just about to sign off. But thank you so much, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. I'm glad I caught that. I was about to cue Ginge, but thank you very much. That's very sweet, and I do appreciate it. And I am going to make lunch, and I'll probably listen to Duchess of Success while I am preparing lunch because I think I want to have another bowl of ramen noodles, but we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go in there and shake up them pots and pans, get to rattling them pots and pans, and see what I can put together because now I'm really hungry. But thank you guys. I love you. And I will see you next time. What's that next time? Break open one of those. Really? Okay. Okay, I could do that. I'll do that. And I'll have that photo for you next time. Yeah. Oh, they're so good. I just like little rolled spicy balls of meat or whatever, and then they fold it over, crimp it, and so good, so good. Okay. Cue Ginge, and we're out of here. Where are you, Ginge? There we go. Okay, I'm still here. I was gonna play a little video, and I was just like, oh, but then I realized I couldn't play it. But I'm still here. But I'm finna go, y'all. I'm fixing to leave. So that's it. I'm I got to thinking, I'm like, they probably hear me over here clicking these keys. So I'm sitting up here talking about I'm gone, I'm through y'all, I'm through y'all. I'm still sitting up here clicking these keys. So I'm still here. But okay, I'm fixing to go. Yes, bye y'all. Bye. That's it. We gone. How many of y'all still in here, by the way? 521? Okay. All right. That's it, y'all. We out of here. Uh yeah, I'm still here too. I was looking for something interesting to play us out with aside from Ginger. Oh, I got this one. I haven't shared this yet, but no, I'm not going to share that one. Okay. I'm not sure that I can share it. That's the problem. I had it ready and then I lost my nerve, so don't want to get in trouble. Oh, yeah. Well, this is kind of sentimental, but I don't want to share that one. I don't want to okay, y'all. I think we'll end it there. But thank you all, and I will see you next time, right? And see you. That's it. Okay, bye. I'm gonna hit the end broadcast now. See y'all.